As you know, tonight is senior night for our boys basketball team. We've got quite a crew of seniors this year. We'd like to introduce them. First, we have Amari Brown, escorted by his mother, April, and father, Marcus. You guys can just stay over. You guys just stay over there, the players. I want you guys to go meet your families over there. It's going to be just a 2-second picture. Okay? Trey Buggs. Trey is joined by his parents, Lisa and Terry, and younger brother, Tyrese. Kevin Duggan. Kevin is joined by his parents, Paul and Harriet, and his sister, Bridget. Solomon Fife. Solomon is joined by his parents, Sonia and Paul, and his sisters, Sophia and Nikki. Jaden Krowski. Jaden is joined by his parents, Joe and Lori, and siblings, Jack, Julian, and Georgia. Ben Murphy. Ben is joined by his parents, Liz, and Jim and sister Anna. Drew Nickla. Drew is joined by his parents, Neil and Joanne. Daniel Vilas. Daniel is joined by his mother, Bernice. William Whiteside. William is joined by his parents, Kathleen and Mark, and siblings Andrew and Thomas. Congratulations to all our seniors, and good luck for tonight.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Nixon Gym for the boys' varsity basketball game between the Foxborough Warriors and the Oliver Ames Tigers. This is Paul Duggan alongside Mark Whiteside, and we'll be bringing you the game shortly. It's also senior night for the Oliver Ames seniors. And we're ready for action. It'll be OA ball side out. Drew Baxter will inbounds the ball to Amari Brown. Amari Brown setting up the offense. Dribbling over to Drew Nickla, driving to the hoop. Back out to Drew Baxter. Baxter driving. Back to Trey Buggs. And no good. Number 14, Ryan LeClaire with the ball, back over to number 1, back to 2, which is Sin Gollop, over to 33, Sean O'Leary. And there's a backcourt violation on Foxborough. OA ball. OA inbounds the ball to Amari Brown. Drew Baxter setting up the play. Over to Amari Brown. And the ball is stolen by Foxborough. Number 14, Ryan LeClaire bringing it up. And they work the ball around. Number 2, Sam Gollop driving. Dishes it off to 33. And drives to the hoop, and it's blocked. Amari Brown bringing the ball up. Drives to the hoop. And it's no good. Trey Bugs get the ball back to Ben Murphy. Over to Drew Baxter. Over to Amari Brown for a 3. And it's good. 3-0 Oliver Ames. LeClaire bringing the ball up. Guarded by Drew Baxter. Over to Sam Gollop. And there's a foul on Amari Brown. It's his first foul.
So far, a lot of energy. We'll see what happens here. Foxborough sticking with the zone, very active. Always trying to drive and kick. We'll see what happens.
Foxborough inbounds the ball. Number 1, Gordon with the ball. Over to number 2, Gollop. Over to 24, Penders. Foxborough working the ball around. And there's looks like an offensive foul on Foxborough. Drew Baxter bringing the ball up for OA. OA off to Drew Nicola. Nicola driving. And he's fouled on the play. And the foul's on number 1, Dylan Gordon. Drew Nicola to the line. And the first foul shot is in and out. Second shot by Drew is good. 4-0 Oliver Ames. Dylan Gordon bringing it up for Foxborough, guided by Drew Baxter. Playing tough defense. Over to Alex Penders. Alex Penders driving. Dishes it off to 33. Sean O'Leary. Ball goes out of bounds. Drew Baxter with the ball. Setting up the play into Drew Nicola. Drive into the hoop. And he traveled. Foxborough ball. .24 Penders with the ball, bringing it up. Dishes it off for a 3. It's good. And that was Sam Gollop for a 3. Drew Baxter over to Ben Murphy. Ben Murphy dribbling. And the ball is stolen by number 33, Sean O'Leary. Misses the layup, but it's laid back up and in by number 1, Dylan Gollop. Gordon, sorry. Amari Brown with the ball. Takes a 3. No good. Rebounded by Drew Baxter. Goes back up with it. And it's good. Six, 5. Oliver Ames by 1. Alex Penders bringing it up. Driving to the hoop. No good, and it's rebounded by Ben Murphy. Ben Murphy off to Baxter. Off to Amari Brown, he's fouled. Fouls on number 1, Dylan Gordon. Amari Brown will go to the line.
Looks like they switched back to man-to-man. It'll be interesting to see. Well, you'd think Oliver Ames has the advantage there, but...
Amari at the line. First shot is up. It's no good. And here's Amari Brown with the second shot. And it is good. Oliver Ames up by 2, 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Ryan McClare bringing the ball up over to Penders. Over to Sam Golub. Over to Sean O'Leary. And it's back with, they move the ball around. 8 seconds on the shot clock. And there's a 3 attempt. It's no good. It's rebounded by Ben Murphy. Bringing the ball up. Over to Drew Nicola. Takes a 3. No good. Ryan LeClaire with the ball. Over to Cam Barrera. Over to Sam Golub. Back to LeClaire, to Penders, inside. They work the ball around nicely. Penders with the ball. And LeClaire takes a 3. And it's good. Mari Brown driving right to the hoop, and he's fouled.
Always really got to stay on the attack. It seems like Foxborough was a little more comfortable in the half court. More pressure, more pressure, more pressure. Foxborough setting them up for a back cut, but they got to be smart.
Definitely, Mark. Amari Brown at the line. First free throw is good. Tie game 8-8. Second shot up and good. 9-8 away with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Penders with the ball. He's trapped. Gets it off to Ryan McClare. He's bringing it up. And he turns it over. And there's a foul on 24, Alex Penders. It'll be a side out. Will Whiteside will put in the ball. Over to Drew Baxter. Drew Baxter setting up the offense. Dribbling. And over to Amari Brown. To Drew. And there's a travel. Foxborough ball. 9-8, Oliver Ames. Penders with the ball. Gives it over to LeClaire. LeClaire bringing it up. Gives it back to Penders. Penders over to Barrera. Barrera back to Penders. O'Leary with the ball. Back to Penders. Penders driving to the hoop. And there's a foul called. Fouls on Drew Nichols. Penders to the line for 2. And first foul shot is up and away. It's no good. And second shot, it is good. 9-9, 2:09 left in the first quarter. Amari Brown bringing the ball up. Setting up the offense over to Drew Baxter. No good. Rebounded by Penders for Foxborough. Over to Golub. Golub bringing it up. Over to LeClaire. LeClaire dribbling. Hits the cutter. Andrew Finn. Finn over to Penders. Penders looking for somebody open. Number 2. Quite the block there. Amari Brown driving, and it's good for 2. Foxborough bringing the ball up. LeClaire with the ball. Over to Gollop. Gollop back to LeClaire. And there's a 3-point attempt, no good. Oliver Ames ball. Drew Baxter bringing the ball up into Solomon Fife in the post. Over to Trey Buggs. Back to Amari Brown to reset. No good. Penders with the rebound. LeClaire bringing the ball up. Over to Sam Gollop. Gollop back to Penders. Faked the 3 and drove to the hoop. And it's good. 11-11, 20 seconds left in the quarter. Drew Baxter bringing it up. Oh, it's probably going for 1. Amari Brown with the ball. Over to Will Whiteside. Over to Trey Buggs. Back to Amari Brown. Throws up the 3. Oh, nice attempt by Will Whiteside there. And at the end of 1 quarter, it's Oliver Ames 11, Foxborough 11.
Interesting quarter, really. You know, Foxborough a lot more efficient with their shots. Worked the half-court offense. Oliver Ames a little bit hit or miss. Took a lot of threes, settled for a lot of threes early. Really got to force that ball in a little bit more. Not so much force it, but be aggressive. And then take threes if you have to. But Oliver Ames needs to do a better job, certainly on the offensive end. Defensively, they're doing all right, but this should be a much different game.
You know, Oliver Ames' offense is kind of bogged down. Right now, the foul situation, Foxborough has 5 fouls, and Oliver Ames has 2. I'd like to do a shout out to Ken Walsh. I'm sure he's listening and texting us both. You want to say hi to Ken?
Would love to. You know, there's no better Irishman in the town of Easton than Ken Walsh. I can say that.
I'd like to apologize to all the Foxborough fans trying to get these names down when you get them, 5 minutes before the game.
You didn't do your prep work?
No, I did not.
Any video work? Scout the Foxborough? Jim Nance.
No, I think I watched the movie before I came here. Okay, both teams are coming back on the court. I believe it'll be Foxborough ball. So it'll be side out Foxborough. 11-11, start of the second quarter. Gordon inbounds the ball to Gottlieb. Gottlieb dribbling the ball. Camberaro with the ball. Penders with the ball. Back to Gordon. Gordon driving to the hoop. And he scores. Jaden Krauski dribbling, bringing the ball up. Over to Ben Murphy. Ben Murphy to Amari Gordon, takes a 3. It's no good. Nice try by Will Whiteside to try to save it. Number 1 with the ball, bringing it up. And there's a 3-point attempt. No good. Rebounded by Will Whiteside. He gets it over to Jaden Krauski. Over to Amari Brown, to Ben Murphy. And he hits a 3. Oliver Ames up 14-13. 7 minutes left in the quarter. Gollop bringing the ball up for Foxborough. Gets it over to Barara. Barara surveying the area. Over to Penders. Penders driving to the hoop. It's no good. Rebound by Jaden Krowski. Krowski to Amari Brown. Over to Will Whiteside. And he hits a three. 17-13. Way up by 4. Gollop bringing up the ball. It's almost stolen by Amari Brown. Jaden Krowski's guarding Canberra. And there's a deep three. And it's good by Dylan Gordon. Wasn't that a three? Jaden Krowski dribbling. Amari Brown with the ball. Setting up the offense. Over to Ben Murphy. No good. Rebounded by Andrew Finn. Gets it over to Dylan Gordon. Dylan Gordon bringing the ball up. Over to Canberra. Over to Gollop. Gollop driving to the hoop. And he's fouled. Basket's good. Sam Gollop will go to the line to try to complete the three-point play.
Interesting, last possession for OA. As soon as Amari called for the pick, Foxborough collapsed and everybody into the key. Made the right pass, missed a shot. We come down the other end on defense, and they're letting Foxborough spread them out. It's they got to sag a little bit, give them a little bit more help.
Yeah, definitely would have helped with the defense here. Sam Gollop at the line. One foul shot.
Definitely on the floor. I don't know if this is the NBA now or what, but
and here's the foul shot. It's up. It's good. 19-17. Foxborough leading by 2. 5.5 minutes left in the half. Amari Brown dribbling. Over to Murphy. Over to Krowski. Under the Will Whiteside, and he lays it in. That was a beautiful pass and finish. Tie ball game. Dylan Gordon bringing the ball up. And he throws it away. Oliver Ames ball.
Little pressure. Got him rattled. That was good.
Kevin Duggan coming into the game for Amari Brown. Jaden Krowski bringing up the ball. Over to Kevin Duggan. Under to Ben Murphy. Oh, nice block. It was a nice pass. Dylan Gordon with the ball. And there's a three-point attempt by Andrew Finn. Owe with the ball, Drew Nicola driving, and he's fouled on the drive. Nice take to the hoop.
Once again, the pressure, stay active. Don't let Foxborough get back and set up.
Yeah, Owe needs to run. Drew Nicola at the line for 2. First foul shot, it's up, and it's no good. And they're waiting till everybody gets situated here. And the second foul shot by Drew Nicola. It's up. And it's good. 20-19, Oliver Ames. Ryan LeClaire bringing the ball up. Got it by Jaden Krowski. LeClaire with the ball. Over to Ryan Ben. Over to Penders. Penders looking. And it goes over to Dylan Gordon. And the ball stolen by Will Whiteside. Gives it to Drew Nicola. And he lays it in. Great defense. Dylan Gordon bringing it up. And there's a timeout by Foxborough. 4:14 left. The second quarter, 22-19 away.
That's it right there. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Have more energy than them. It'll work out. We probably would be remiss if we didn't mention some of those that came before us in this announcing game. You know, Jim Murphy taking the night off, but, you know, really the granddaddy of them all, Kevin Cross. His work in soccer this fall was just top-notch, beyond none.
Yeah, Kevin and his wife definitely kept me laughing. And I kept asking what the temperature was, and he would tell me.
It didn't go unnoticed that about halfway through the season she kept referring to herself with her maiden name instead of her married name.
I hope Kevin's listening. You already told me you had the night off.
I retired.
Oh, Jim just told us he's retired. And we want to give a shout out to Harry Pepper. He's up in Maine.
He's watching on the laptop.
Harry's dancing in the living room now. Okay, we're going to get back to action here. 4:14 left in the second quarter. Foxborough ball. Gordon will inbound it to LeClaire. LeClaire with the ball. Got it by Amari Brown. Gets it back to Gordon. Gets it down low to Penders. Going to make a move. Pushes his way in. And I believe he traveled. Yes, he did. Took one extra step. Away ball. Amari Brown bringing the ball up. Calling out the play. And Will Whiteside into Drew Nicola. Into Trey Buggs. It's blocked. Dylan Gordon bringing it up. It's going to go all the way to the hoop. And he lays it in. Amari Brown bringing it right back up. Nice try, but just a little too hard and too fast. Foxborough ball. LeClaire with the ball, bringing it up. They got it by Amari Brown. Tight defense. Gets it over to Gordon. Gordon gets it over to O'Leary. O'Leary back to LeClaire. LeClaire gets it to Gordon. Gordon goes down low to O'Leary. There's a little trouble with it. Looking for somebody to pass it to. Over to Ben. Oh. And there's a three-point attempt. No good. Rebounded by Drew Nicola. Drew Baxter bringing it up quick. Driving to the hoop. Takes a jump shot. And it's good.
Good quick attack there.
The score is 24-21. Away. LeClaire with the ball. Bringing it up. Gets it to Barrera. Barrera being guarded by Baxter. Back to LeClaire. LeClaire's trying to make a move, goes back to Barrera. Barrera to Gordon, driving the lane. And he puts it up, no good, but it's rebounded by O'Leary. And he's fouled. Gordon will put it in, over to O'Leary. O'Leary back to Gordon. Gollop with the ball, making a move, driving to the hoop. And he's fouled by Drew Baxter. It'll be Foxborough's ball side out. Gollop with the ball, gets it over to Gordon. Gordon back to Gollop. Gollop takes a three, and he's fouled.
Come down. He took his feet space away from him. It can be a foul all day.
And want to get it out there. DJ Villas in the game for OA. Drew Baxter out. Kevin Duggan in. Gordon will inbound it for Foxborough. Gets it over to LeClaire. LeClaire gets it over to Gollop. He takes the three. No good. Rebounded by Krowski. Jaden Krowski dribbling. Calling out the play. Over to Kevin Duggan. Kevin Duggan surveying the area into Drew Nicola. Nicola over to Will Whiteside. And he hits a three. 27-21. Away by 6. A minute and a half left in the half. Ryan LeClaire bringing the ball up. Had a little trouble, got back up. Over to Penders. Penders to Gollop. Defense by Kevin Duggan. O'Leary driving to the hoop. And he's fouled. O'Leary will go to the line for 2.
Pressure those 2 trips. That's what OA needs to do. Really keep it up. Hit the boards hard.
And the first foul shot's hit by Sean O'Leary. It's good. Second foul shot. And it's up and away. And that's good as well. 27-23. Oliver Ames. A minute and 15 seconds left in the half. Jaden Krowski gives it to Drew Nicola. Drew Nicola driving to the hoop. Gets it over to Will Whiteside. No good. Gollop bringing the ball up for Foxborough. Foxborough over to Dylan Gordon. No good. A nice drive, but he couldn't make. Oh, he gets his rebound back. Misses again. Another rebound. O'Leary. And Foxborough ball off of OA. OA's got to get a little better on the boards there.
That can't happen.
Dylan Gordon putting the ball in. Over to LeClaire, and it's stolen by Jaden Krowski. And it's off Foxborough.
By Krowski.
Beautiful steal. Kevin Duggan inbounding the ball to Jaden Krowski. He's setting up the play. And OA turns over the ball.
Right idea. Lost the handle a little bit. It's been interesting. We have, one of the new rules is they get a pretty quick jump ball call. And there's been a lot of fighting for the ball and everybody's hands on it. And these guys haven't blown the whistle very quickly. It's the second time that Foxborough's got a timely timeout.
Agreed. So we have 33 seconds left in the half, 27-23. Oliver Ames. And as I watch the crowd, as little as it is, everybody's, as soon as the game stops, they're instantly on their phones.
mean, I'm sure people don't use them for sneakers, but not kids.
Gotta speak up a little.
Oh, you get criticisms of the telecast?
So apparently the Lees clan thinks that I'm a low talker, like in Seinfeld. And, you know, with the mask and my natural projections, I'd like to remind them all that I'm not a professional. And if they have an issue, they can come up and take it up with me.
He's jealous because you took his spot for the week, so now he's offering critiques.
Foxborough inbounding the ball. Penders with the ball over to LeClaire. LeClaire bringing it up. Over to Gordon. LeClaire, and he throws it away. Will Whiteside bringing it up. Gives Kevin Duggan. Oh. Misses the layup. Drew Nicola with the ball as always resets. Jaden Krowski driving to the hoop. Foxborough picks it up. 5 seconds left. Penders going to the hoop. No good. Rebounded by Kevin Duggan, and that's the half. 27-23. Oliver Ames. Time for a water break.
Halftime? Here we go, guys.
Welcome back. It's the start of the third quarter. Oliver Ames ball. Trey Bugs inbounds to Drew Baxter. Drew Baxter dribbling. Baxter with the ball. And it's picked off by Penders. Penders gives it to LeClaire. Back to Gordon. And kickball. Foxborough ball. Dylan Gordon will inbounds the ball. Over to Ryan LeClaire. LeClaire dribbling. Over to Sam Gollop. Gollop with the ball. Over to O'Leary. O'Leary gets down low to Penders. Penders puts it up. No good. Rebounded by Drew Nicola. Gives it to Ben Murphy. Over to Drew Baxter. Baxter driving. Gets it out to Drew Nicola. Back to Drew Baxter. Amari Brown sets the offense. Over to Trey Bugs. Trey Bugs surveying the area. Over to Ben Murphy. Ben Murphy to Drew Baxter. Baxter to Amari Brown. 6 seconds left on this clock. Amari Brown drives. Throws it up and it's in. Nice drive there. They were very patient.
Always an equalizer with Amari. He can finish. He's so strong. You can get down the end of the shot clock and still get a shot out.
Penders with the ball. Kicks it out to Gollop. Gollop takes a three. No good. Gets his own rebound. Down low, but he throws it away. Up, it's tipped. Still Foxborough ball. Gordon will inbound it. Get it to LeClaire. LeClaire setting up the play, gets it to Penders. Penders at the top of the key. Back to LeClaire. LeClaire dribbling, driving. Dishes it off to Gordon. Gordon driving. And they steal it. Baxter to Amari Brown. Amari Brown driving. And it's good. 31-23 with 6.5 minutes left in the third. Always got a small press up there. Putting the pressure on a little now. LeClaire with the ball. Back to Gordon. Gordon's getting trapped. And there's a timeout by Foxborough.
Foxborough fell for that last time, too. Just right over the half court in the corner where you can't be and let the trap happen. Bad things have been happening for him. Great timeout by the Foxborough coach.
It seems like that when OA puts the pressure on, they turn it up a notch, and it's to their advantage. And I'd like to give a shout out to Pete Boseda for the nice text that he sent us. Pete, we'll try to speak up for you.
It's Friday night in Easton, Paul. Let's watch some OA basketball. I love it.
Just want to say hi to all the grandparents out there watching. My parents, the Krauskys, are at home watching. We've got, I know, everyone else's parents, people that can't come to the game, but it's great ECAT's broadcasting this game, so it's like all of you are here with us.
Well said, Joe.
President of the OA Boosters, Joe Krauski. Great man, great man.
Okay, both teams coming back on the court. 6:09 left in the third, 31-23, Oliver Ames. Foxborough ball.
Come on, guys.
Ryan Gordon inbounds it to LeClaire. LeClaire setting up the play. OA's in his zone. And there's LeClaire with the ball. Back to Gottlieb, takes a three. No good. But it's rebounded by Penders. No good. And nice save by Trey Buggs over to Amari Brown, driving to the hoop. Dishes it off to Ben Murphy. No good. Scramble for the ball, jump ball. Foxborough ball.
Will Whiteside back in the game. Now, this is a guy who really brought energy to that first half. Just, a true Chris Collins in his fashion. And OA again with the pressure. Keep the pressure on, turnover. Quick bucket, great play by Drew Baxter.
Foxborough bringing up the ball. And there's another steal by OA. Gets it to Drew Baxter. Into Amari Brown. Oh, and he's fouled. The pressure is really getting to Foxborough. Amari Brown to the line for two. 33-23, OA. First foul shot. It's up. No good. They're getting lined up for the second foul shot. Ball is in. And the second shot is up. No good. Rebounded by Penders. Penders gets it over to Gordon. And the pressure got him again, but they got the ball. LeClaire with the ball. Over to Gottlieb. Back to LeClaire. Back to Gottlieb. To LeClaire. Over to Gordon. Gordon driving to the hoop. No good. And there's a jump ball. Oliver Ames ball.
O'Leary's really been working hard on the boards. He's been a thorn in the OA side all night. They got to put a body on him.
Drew Baxter bringing the ball up. Gets it over to Amari Brown. Amari Brown takes a three. No good. Rebounded by Penders. Penders gets it to Gordon. Gordon bringing it up. He's going to go to the hoop, and it's stolen. He picked his pocket. Amari Brown going to the hoop. And one. He's fouled. Beautiful steal and take to the hoop.
Great hands, great finish, really showing why he's making a bid for Player of the Year and Player of the Year in the Hawk this year.
Yes, Amari's playing very well. Amari at the line to finish the three-point play off. It's good. 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. It's 36-23 OA. OA continues to put the pressure on with the Foxborough comes right back and breaks the press. Penders hits a two. Drew Baxter bringing it up. The jump shot. And it's good. Nice shot by Drew. LeClaire with the ball. Over to Gordon. Gordon back to Leclerc. And there's another almost steal by Amari Brown. Gordon with the ball, and it's stolen by Baxter. And knocked out of bounds by Foxborough.
All this chaos really benefits OA. It's been a nice job by them.
Trey Bugs will put it in. Gets it over to Drew Nicola. Back to Bugs. Bugs to Amari Brown, drives to the lane, lays it in. His quickness is very impressive. Another steal by OA. Drew Baxter with the ball. Gets it to Will Whiteside. He lays it in.
And love that kid.
And with a timeout by Foxborough, it's 42-25, 3:35 left in the quarter. OA's defense has gone berserk.
Is that only 2 points in the quarter for Foxborough? Are they 23 at half?
Yes.
Really good job by OA. Really bringing the pressure, keeping up the chaos. It's been fantastic. We'll see what happens. Jaden Krowski checking into the game now. Again, pressure and energy. Pressure and energy. They've been doing a great job so far. You can't let Foxborough get into their set.
Just taking a water break, people.
Does bear mentioning it's been about a 10-day layoff for the OA Tigers. They had a positive test, a week and a half ago on the team, and really only a couple days of practice and back at it. So you could kind of see the rust getting kicked off as they move on here, and really have been stepped it up in the second half.
Yes, they're showing a lot of energy. Foxborough ball. Ball's inbounded to Leclerc. Leclerc over to Gordon. Gordon to O'Leary. Over to Penders. Penders in the corner. Back out top. And they go down to Penders. Into Leclerc. Leclerc. And he traveled. Tried to make a move, but just took that extra step. Oliver Ames bringing up the ball. Jaden Krowski with the ball. Bringing it up. Gets the ball over to Drew Nicola. Drew Nicola driving. And the ball's knocked out of bounds by Foxborough. Side out to OA. Drew Bugs will inbounds the ball. Over to Jaden Krowski, back to Drew Bugs. Trey Bugs, sorry. Will Whiteside hits a three. Leclerc with the ball, half court. Over to Gordon. Gordon back to Leclerc. Leclerc over to, back to Gordon. The pressures really seems to be bothering Foxborough. Gordon with the ball, 7 seconds left. Leclerc with the ball in the corner, trying to make a move. Back to Gordon. Throws up a three, no good. Shot clock violation. Great defense by OA.
Interesting little wrinkle there. They went 2-3 for the majority of that possession. They got down to 10 seconds and switched to man. I like it. A little more confusion.
Solomon Fife checks into the game for Drew Nicola. Jaden Krowski bringing it up. Always slowing it down a little. And Leclerc picks off the pass. Leclerc driving to the hoop. Gets it back to Penders. And there's a travel. And CJ Santos just checked into the game. Number 15, he's a junior. Amari Brown, over to Santos, down low, Solomon Fife. Back out to Amari Brown. Amari Brown takes a three, and it's good. 48-25. Oliver Ames, 1.5 minutes left in the third quarter. LeClaire with the ball. And there's a foul on Will Whiteside. That's the first foul of the half for Row A. Kevin Duggan checks into the game for Amari Brown. LeClaire with the ball, guarded by Kevin Duggan. Over to Gordon. And Foxborough throws it away. Sean Friel checks into the game. He's also a junior. Kevin Duggan bringing up the ball. Over to Will Whiteside. Down low, CJ Santos. Oh, almost. Foxborough bringing it up. Dylan Gordon. LeClaire with the ball. Back to Penders. Penders gotten by, he takes a three. Rebounded by Sean Friel. Friel to Duggan. Duggan gets it over to Whiteside. Whiteside driving to the hoop. Lays it off for Solomon Fife. And it's good for two. Beautiful work. Nice passing. Barrero with the ball. Gets it to Penders. Penders driving to the hoop. Good defense. No good. Rebounded by Sean Friel. Sean Friel gets it to Kevin Duggan. Over to Solomon Fife. They set up the offense. They're slowing it up. Duggan with the ball. Calling out the play. Over to Sean Friel. Over to Will Whiteside. Over to Solomon Fife. Driving to the hoop. And it's knocked out of bounds. OA ball. Sean Friel will inbounds the ball. Gets it to CJ Santos. Down low to Solomon Fife. No good. Rebounded by Penders. And that's the end of the third quarter. Oliver Ames 50. And Foxborough 25.
Great quarter, like we said. I think it's only 2 points for Foxborough that quarter. They, had a couple miscues, turned the ball over a little bit, but it really, you got to give away the credit. A lot of pressure, a lot of activity, staying on the attack, and then finishing. And even when they haven't, they've gotten some good looks. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here in the fourth quarter. Some of the juniors on the team got some time, which is so important, particularly for next year. Got to get them used to the speed of the game. It'll be a lot of fun. I tell you that. This is a good team with a lot of energy, some scorers, some guys who are willing to do all the dirty work and bring the energy, and when you get contributions across the board from every player on the team, really sets you up for greatness.
Well said, Mark. Couldn't have said it better.
Shout out to the Bosadas and Dennehy's. They're old coaches that are watching them. Wish they could be here. No, go ahead. I'll do it. Hey, one more shout out to Coach Dennehy and Coach Bosada that are watching. Those two coached most of these kids throughout their travel career. Know they wish they could be here, but they're with them in spirit.
Okay, we're getting ready for the start of the fourth quarter. 50-25, Oliver Ames. Starting lineup back in there for Oliver Ames, which is a tradition with the coach for each quarter.
Do want to throw another shout out to Ken Walsh. I learned everything I know about color commentating from him. Just great all around guy. That and exterior illumination.
Okay, we're ready for action. It'll be Foxborough ball side out. And it'll be put in by Barrara. Over to Leclerc. Leclerc dribbling. Back to Barrara. Over to Ryan Ben. Over to Andrew Finn. Finn goes low to Penders. Nice pass. And he puts it up, but no good. Rebounded by Drew Nicola. Trey Buggs up to Amari Brown. Amari Brown surveying the area. Gets it over to Ben Murphy for a three. No good. Rebounded by Barrara. Bringing up the ball. Over to Penders. Over to Ryan Ben. Ben dribbling, gets it back to Barrara. Back to Ben, over to Leclerc, over to Penders. Penders driving, back to ball stolen by Drew Baxter. And it's laid up and in by Amari Brown. Leclerc bringing it up for Foxborough. Gets it over to Barrera. Barrera waiting for the play to over to Penders. Penders no good. Rebounded, and it's looks like a foul. And foul on Foxborough. Ben Murphy inbounding the ball. Amari Brown bringing it up. Amari gives to Ben Murphy. Ben Murphy for a three. No good. Here comes Foxborough. Garlop driving to the hoop. And it's good. Away on the way back. Amari Brown with the ball. Loses the ball. And Penders now bringing it back up for Foxborough. Foxborough, Barrera. And there's a reaching foul by Amari Brown. Kevin Duggan coming into the game for Drew Baxter. Gottlieb with the ball, number 2. Over to Ryan Ben. Ryan Ben over to Camberera. Got it by Trey Buggs. There's a deflection. Good defense. Foxborough side out. DJ Villison for Ben Murphy. Foxborough with the ball. Sam Gollop. Over to Barrera, and there's Gollop taking a three. No good. Rebounded by Kevin Duggan. Kevin Duggan bringing the ball up. Driving to the hoop.
His dad won't say it, but I will. That was awful. That kid was moving all the way, totally ran into him, a lot of contact. Can't give that to the defense.
Agreed, was not a charge. Not because it was my son. Foxborough with the ball. Camberera, and it's stolen by Amari Brown. Picks it up, takes a three. No good. Saved by Trey Buggs. Nice save into Amari Brown. It's good. Good hustle by Trey Buggs there. Foxborough with the ball. Penders driving to the hoop. Dishes it to the corner. Three-pointer no good. Trey Buggs with the rebound. Mari Brown with the ball. Gets it to DJ. Over to Drew. Gets it over to Trey. Trey takes it. And it's good. Garland bringing up the ball for Foxborough. Over to Ryan Ben, over to Penders, takes a three, and it's good. 56-30, 4 minutes left in the game. OA leading by 26. Amari Brown with the ball. Over to Kevin Duggan. Kevin Duggan gets it to Drew Nicola. Drew Nicola tried to get it down, but stolen. Foxborough bringing the ball back up. Gottlieb. Over to Ryan Ben. Ryan Ben making a move. Over to Penders. Penders over to Barara. Barara is back to Penders. And there's a foul.
Well, we have a minute here. The listening audience or viewing audience, if you could follow the Oliver Ames basketball boosters at Jim Murphy, what is that handle? Boosters_OA. That is our Twitter feed, and that is run by one Jim Murphy. Any content you don't like him, just email him directly.
And that was Joe Krosky. Okay, we have a timeout with the score of 56-30. Oliver Ames, 3:33 left in the game.
Yeah, I have to say, and one of my better friends has said that there's nothing as good as a nice sausage from Saugus. But I'll tell you, this game's been pretty good. 26-point lead, 3 minutes and 3:33 left in the fourth. Everybody from OA contributing and getting into the game. It's been nice to see. Good comeback.
And these two teams play again tomorrow at Foxborough at 2 o'clock. Foxborough side out. Ball put in by Justin Neal. Justin Neal driving to the hoop, takes it to the hoop. Nice move for Foxborough. Jaden Krowski bringing it up. Over to Will Whiteside. Into Duggan. And he's fouled. Kevin Duggan will go to the line for two.
A little late on that entry pass. Who's going to hear it tonight?
First foul shot is up. It's good. Second shot. It's up. No good. 1 out of 2. 57. 57-32. 3 minutes left in the game. Oliver Ames and Foxborough with the ball, and there's a three by Miles Horsley. Nice shot. Jaden Krowski bringing up the ball. And there's a steal by Horsley. Taking it in. No good, but it's a foul on Will Whiteside. Two shots. Miles at the line for Foxborough. First one's up. No good. Second foul shot. It's up and away. And it's good. 57-36. 2:41 left in the game. Drew Baxter bringing the ball up for OA. Drew Baxter takes it to the hoop. No good. And the ball is off Foxborough. Side out to OA. Sean Friel with the ball. Gets it into... There's a travel on the play. Miles Horsley bringing the ball up. Number 5 over to Justin Neal. Ryan Ben gets it back to Justin Neal. To Brandon Poco. Over to Horsley. Neal with the ball at the top of the key. Gets it back to Barara. To Sean Phelan. And there's a 3 by Barara. Nope, sorry, that was Ryan Ben. My apologies. Owe with the ball. Solomon Fife with the ball. Gets it over to C. Ben Murphy into the game for Solomon. Foxborough ball. Horsley bringing it up, number 5. Gets it over to Justin Neal. Horsley gets it back to Brandon Poco, number 10. And Horsley, and it's stolen by Drew Baxter, and he lays it in. 1:20 left in the game. Foxborough bringing it back up. They set up their play. Ryan Neal with the ball. Over to Barara, taking it to the hoop, and he traveled. Jaden Krowski back in the game. Foxborough's pressing. Drew Baxter bringing it up, breaks the press. Gets it over to CJ Santos. Takes a 2-point. Oh, in and out. Nice shot. Foxborough coming back up. Sean Philbin with the ball. Gets it in the corner to Horsley. Horsley loses it, gets it back. Driving to the hoop, puts it up. No good. Ben Murphy with the rebound. Over to Drew Baxter. Baxter bringing it up. They set up the play. 15 seconds left. Just going to run down the clock. And final score will be 59-39. Oliver Ames, good win for the boys. And we're signing off. This is Paul Duggan.
And Mark Whiteside.
Good night.